What's going on, everyone? Dr. Ambat Prime 2.0 back again with this new video, or know if you know me very well. And well, as you clicked on this video, this is basically, my top 10 favorite alternate versions of the Incredible Hulk. Now, I'm doing this because, with the Disney Plus on a roll with like some MCU movies here and there, and Marvel What If coming very soon, and it's obvious that we'll hear Mark Ruffalo's Hulk voice again. That got me thinking, why don't I do an alternate versions on, the big green monster Hulk himself. So this is basically going to be a video on like my top 10 favorite alternate versions from like different universes, different mantles, and just those that have in a way become the Hulk or similar to the Hulk. And this is basically my list and my own top 10. Everyone's entitled to their own top 10. But hey, this is basically my favorite alternate versions of, those that possess gamma powers. Now, I'm going to start this list off at number 10 and work my way up to number 1. So, here's number 10 on my favorite alternate version and universe of the Hulk. Taking the 10th spawn list is Zombie Hulk from Earth 2149. If you're familiar with the Marvel Zombie universe, then Hulk is one of those characters that ends up becoming a zombie. This is basically a Hulk that fights the Avengers here and there, but also gains the power of Cosmic thanks to the Silver Surfer that he and other heroes have eaten, and he's also gone toe-to-toe with Thanos and Galactus and killed them. Yeah, that really happened. He really killed Galactus and Thanos. So, the Marvel Zombie Universe, basically Walking Dead, but 5 times scarier. Number 9 goes to Hulkpool. This is basically a version of Deadpool and Hulk in one, because this is basically a universe where not just Bruce Banner, but several other heroes here and there, they became the Hulk as well. This is basically a version of Hulk and Deadpool merged into one, where it's basically a world where all of our heroes became the Hulk, but in this version has a thing for time traveling, fighting pirates, and so on and so forth because he's Deadpool. Plus, I'm a pretty big Deadpool fan, so had to put this one on my list. Also, not to mention, this version, let's just say he killed Hitler and Red Skull by riding a rocket right in front of him. Makes sense because he's Deadpool. Number 8 on the list goes to Maestro from Earth 2900. This is basically an apocalyptic future version of the Hulk, where, let's just say most of the world was, infected and lots of people died from, a crazy, explosion and, toxic things here and there. And Hulk was basically the one of few heroes and characters to survive. I mean, he's basically like Bruce Banner, sorta, but in a very dictatorship way, and in a way he kind of rules the world by himself and has a crazy insane collection of, all the dead heroes and villains here and there. This is basically like one of the craziest versions of the Hulk out there. Heck, he's even got his own mini-series, which I would highly recommend checking out yourself. Number 7 goes to Weapon H. This is basically, a soldier that volunteered to, in a way, become the next Hulk/Wolverine. And there's a pretty good reason on how that happened. This is basically the perfect combo between Wolverine and the Hulk, because he's basically a super soldier and, he volunteered to, become the next Hulk. And again, it's a perfect combination of the Hulk and Wolverine, so I had to put this one in my top 10, so the more you know. Number 6 goes to World War Hulk. Sure, this is basically the same version of the Hulk, same normal Earth 616, but reason why I had put this one on the list and why he made the list. I mean, this is the same Hulk, yes, but he's also the one responsible for going to Sakaar, along with, becoming a gladiator, ruling Sakaar, having a wife and kids, but would later on come back to Earth. So, if you haven't read Planet Hulk, highly recommend reading it, or watch the animated movie, because, that's basically what this version of the Hulk is. Basically, a warrior, a king, a father, a husband. That's what this version of the Hulk is. Yeah, Oh, yeah, the more you know when it comes to this version of the Hulk, even though it's just kind of normal Earth 616. Number 5 goes to Ultimate Hulk of Earth 1610. This is basically, well, the Ultimate Marvel Universe where Bruce Banner works for S.H.I.E.L.D. and, well, let's just say still becomes the Hulk, but let's just say some differences here and there. I mean, this is a version of Bruce Banner Hulk who worked for S.H.I.E.L.D., but would also just end up becoming a very savage version of the Hulk, but would even, well, become a bit of a cannibal and even fought the Avengers here and there. Yeah, that's what makes this Hulk very different from, well, any other version of the Hulk. And believe me, read the Marvel Ultimate Comics, and you'll see everything on why this Hulk made the list. Sliding in at number 4 is Spider-Hulk. This is a very short-lived kind of version of Hulk and Spider-Man as one, but there's a really good reason why I want to put this one on list. I mean, this is basically a short story on what if Spider-Man became the Hulk. And sure, it's very 80s and 90s, but I'm a true Spider-Man fan at heart that I want to put this version of Hulk on the list. It's still a fun read, and I really like the concept of, like, Spider-Man in a way possessing the powers of Hulk. Plus, he even still had, well, his web-slinging abilities, and it was just overall cool and funny to see, well, just Spider-Man have the powers of the Hulk. Taking the top 3 goes to Joe Fixit. I just like the fact that this is in a way a gray version of the Hulk, just like in Hulk's first appearance in comic books. But also, there's a really good reason why I had to put this one on the list. This is basically a mob bosser slash gangster version of the Hulk, where he runs a casino in Vegas, wears a different suit, and has a thing for firearms. But also, I like the fact that, well, he's basically a version of the Hulk that is well spoken, wears a fancy suit, and is a lot more like I guess you could say, a gangster version of the Hulk. Sorry, I can't help it. I mean, that's what this version of the Hulk is, and I had to put him in the top 5. Taking the second spot is Jennifer Walker, aka She-Hulk. Yeah, Bruce Banner's cousin made the list for many reasons here and there. I mean, she is a lawyer, she's a gamma hero, and also she's also a version of the Hulk that became, well, a part-time member of the Fantastic Four and the Avengers. Other than that, I mean, I just really like the character, and she's just overall a perfect combo of, like, well, just having gamma powers, and also just, in a way, becoming a next version of the Hulk. And yes, of course, I am looking forward to the Disney Plus series. And taking the top spot, number 1, is the Red Hulk. Really good reason on why I had to put Thunderbolt Ross, aka the Red Hulk, on the list. I mean, he's by far my favorite enemy of the Hulk. I mean, Thunderbolt Ross is a character that would go through some changes here and there, and I just like the whole concept of him becoming the Hulk. And now you know, because I'll admit, other things I like about this version of the Hulk, other than he's like the villain side version of Hulk, and even though he would become a part-time member of the Avengers and leading the Thunderbolts, I just also like the fact that this is a version of the Hulk where the madder he gets, well, the hotter he gets is just overall awesome and cool at the same time. And believe me, I mean, I'm a fan of the Red Hulk, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him, well, in the MCU, and there's just a lot to explore when it comes to, well, Thunderbolt Ross when he's the Red Hulk. And that about wraps up my top 10 list. Now, I do have some honorable mentions to add in, and here are the honorable mentions. As for the honorable mentions, those would go to Amadeus Cho Hulk, Professor Hulk, Worldbreaker Hulk, Hulk 299, Skulk, and Old Man Logan Hulk. And that about wraps up my list. And just to, in a way, wrap up on the video, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you like my list. Hope you liked the video. Hope you enjoyed listening to me talking about versions of the Hulk. And I'll admit, even though he's not one of my top 5 Marvel MCU heroes, he's definitely one of my top 10 Marvel heroes. So, yeah. Again, just thank you guys for watching and listening to me talk about the Hulk in many different ways and all that. But let me know what your top 5 or top 10, however many, in the comments below. I'm always reading the comments. So, just again, continuing on wrapping it up, don't forget to subscribe to the channel by hitting subscribe right down there, along with hitting the bell down there so that way you're notified whenever my next video is uploaded. And don't forget to also, well, comment below. I'm always reading the comments. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up so I know you like this video or even love it. And don't forget to also follow me on social media, and I just might follow you guys back. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, CosplayMino, TikTok. All my social media names are right here, so again, just make sure to follow me, and I just might follow you guys back. But until my next video, this is Dr. Ambat Prime 2.0 signing out, and I will see you all later.